A little boy named Ethan was walking home from school when he first saw her, a scruffy golden retriever sitting beside a rusted stop sign, eyes wide, tail still, and one paw raised gently in the air like she was asking for something. Most kids passed her without a glance. Ethan didn't. He stopped in his tracks, his sneakers grinding softly on the gravel, and stared into her amber eyes. She didn't bark. Didn't growl. She just looked at him. Pleading. It felt like she was trying to speak. Ethan dropped his backpack. "Hey there, girl," he whispered, inching forward. She didn't flinch. As he got closer, he saw the blood caked around her paw and the dried mud that had turned her once shiny coat dull. She let out the softest whimper, and Ethan's heart cracked wide open. That moment, simple, quiet, and easily missed, changed everything. He ran home as fast as his legs could carry him, burst through the front door, and yelled, "Mom! There's a dog. She's hurt. We need to help her." Ethan's mother, a nurse named Lily, had grown up with animals. Her childhood dog had helped her through the toughest years of her life, and she had always told Ethan, "Animals don't speak our language, but they feel everything we do." Without hesitation, she grabbed her medical kit, a clean towel, and a water bottle. They jumped into the car and rushed back to the stop sign. The golden retriever was still there. Waiting. Lily knelt beside her, examined the paw, and offered her water. The dog lapped it up eagerly, her eyes never leaving Lily's face. "She's dehydrated, and her paws got a deep cut. We need to take her to the vet," she said gently. The dog didn't resist when Ethan lifted her carefully into the back seat. They named her Hope. The vet said she had likely been abandoned weeks ago. Malnourished, injured, and scared, yet somehow she'd found the strength to seek help, to wait patiently at a corner until someone kind noticed. Hope's recovery was slow but steady. Every day, she greeted Ethan at the door, tail wagging faster with each passing week. She became family. But this was only the beginning. Stories of animals seeking help started to appear more and more around their small town. A raven tapping persistently at a school window until a teacher followed him to a baby bird trapped in a drainpipe. A stray cat scratching at a fire station's back door just moments before a house down the street caught fire. A German shepherd leading hikers to a man who had collapsed of heatstroke on the trail. People began to notice. Ethan's story of hope had gone viral after he shared it in a school writing competition. It had been picked up by local news, then national media. Comments poured in, thousands of people from around the world sharing their own stories of animals who seemed to ask for help, to show gratitude, to know when a kind soul was near. A farmer in Iowa recalled how a pregnant deer limped into his barn and lay down beside the goats. She stayed there, safe and undisturbed, until her fawn was born. A bus driver in New Delhi stopped when a group of street dogs blocked the road, barking frantically. Just ahead, a toddler had wandered into the traffic. Ethan became known as the boy who listened. He and his mom, Lily, started a community outreach program called Hope's Corner. It wasn't just about rescuing animals, it was about reminding people to see the silent cries around them. To listen not just with ears, but with heart. Hope's story inspired others to take a second look when a dog barked at a fence for too long or a cat circled someone's porch without leaving. Kindness began to ripple through the town in unexpected ways. A once cynical man named Greg, who had never believed in animal nonsense, found himself crying when a limping raccoon scratched at his back door one rainy night. He fed it, bandaged a bleeding paw, and the raccoon returned every few days. Never causing trouble, just sitting quietly in the backyard like an old friend dropping by. Not all stories ended in happy reunions. Some animals didn't make it. But even those stories carried meaning. They reminded people of compassion. Of responsibility. Of the deep, often unspoken connection between humans and animals. One particular winter night, as snow began to blanket the streets, Ethan and Lily got a call. A neighbor had seen a small animal stuck in the frozen lake's thin ice. They rushed over. It was a husky pup, barely older than a few months, shivering and trapped in a patch of brittle ice. The rescue was risky. Ethan tied a rope around his waist as his mother held the other end. Step by cautious step, he approached the whimpering pup. "Hang on, buddy," he whispered. The ice cracked beneath him, but he pushed forward. Just as he reached the dog, the ice gave way. Ethan plunged into the freezing water, but he clutched the dog tightly in his arms. Lily and neighbors pulled them both out. Shaking, frozen, but alive. That night, Ethan lay in bed, Hope curled beside him, and the husky, now named River, at the foot. "Why do they always come to us?" he asked his mom. "Because kindness doesn't go unnoticed," Lily replied. "Somehow, they just know." Years passed. Ethan grew into a young man, studying veterinary medicine. Hope grew older, her steps slower but still steady. On her final day, she laid her head on Ethan's lap and looked into his eyes, the same way she did the day they met. It was a look of peace. Of gratitude. Ethan cried like he hadn't in years. And yet, even in loss, he felt something deeper than pain. He felt purpose. Today, Ethan runs a nationwide rescue organization named after her, Hope Lives. Their motto is simple: sometimes, all it takes is to stop and listen. Animals still ask for help. They still trust, even when the world gives them every reason not to. And there are still people who answer. People like Ethan. People like you. Because the quiet cries of kindness aren't always loud, but they are always there.